I need to introduce my boss, the 2023 board chair of the Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce, Douglas Marion. And Joe, this is Small Business Week. We've had a whole host of activities all week long. And, we started off on Monday morning where we had a dedication to the late mayor, Jill Swain. We had a park dedication at Latta. And then we had a professional development seminar, followed that up Tuesday with Huntersville Connection Zoom, and then another professional development seminar. And we've got things all week long. This show, tomorrow is our Freedom Boat Club Business After Hours, and then Friday we're recognizing the Small Business of the Year. But this is about small business, and Douglas Marion is a small business owner. Douglas, share a little bit about your background and what businesses you have.
Sure, happy to do so. Good evening, everybody. I've been in my own small business really since about 2006 or so, and I started another business 10 years ago in end of 2012 in financial planning. I've been in financial services since 2005, coming out of college, and started my own independent planning firm in 2012 in Lake Norman, specifically in Cornelius, and we've grown dramatically in the past decade. We've got 5 advisors on staff. We've got a whole suite of back office support of almost 15 people that work with us. We've got dozens and dozens of companies, maybe even almost 100 companies. We've got hundreds of clients. So we've been building that business for years now and been a happy member of the chamber since before we even started that company.
So Douglas, here's a question I got for you.
Yes.
What was your mom thinking when she gave you that cool name? Does he not have like the coolest name? I mean, that's just a cool name, Douglas. I got to tell you something, buddy. I mean, that's a man's name right there, buddy.
I appreciate that. Another unique thing is that I grew up right down the street from this radio station.
You're that guy.
I'm that guy. I grew up here in Statesville and drove past this radio station every single day on the way to high school.
You have been on Local Biz Now before, correct?
Correct.
It's been a while.
It's been a long while. I think it was probably 8 or 9 years ago.
That was Wayne Beidelman.
It was with Wayne Beidelman.
Of course, yes. The good old days when my buddy would slap my hand in my head anytime I said something wrong or inappropriate. Now I have nobody to do that with.
Douglas, we
Thank you,
also
Douglas, for being
appreciate
here, buddy.
entrepreneurs, and you're starting up a business, another business.
We are. It's a partnership with my wife and myself, along with my brother and his wife. We've started a real estate holding company to build a commercial building, and another business to go inside that building, which will be a commercial brewery right in the middle of downtown Cornelius.
Share with me what you have gotten out of the Chamber of Commerce before you became the board chair. What's the Chamber done for you?
So I started coming to some chamber events probably in 2011, I think it was, just to get some networking, get in front of people, starting up a small business the next year. Came to events, became a member, met hundreds of people, if not more, but created a ton of lasting relationships that I still have today, including some clients that came on board with our firm. I've met other advisors that are now on our business. We've gotten clients even from the chamber directory from the website, people that just call in. But yeah, we've been very involved with that. Joined the board, I think 5 or 6 years ago, and then took on the task of the chair for the 2023. So we've been heavily involved with the chamber for about a decade or more now, and just been super pleased with it. It's been a really great networking source for us, just to be introduced to the local community and other ways of giving back.
Douglas, this show is a great example of what a good job this chamber has done at merging really large corporations and small corporations.
Sure.
Why do you think that is? Because in my world, I'm associated with a lot of different chambers, and there's something unique about Lake Norman Chamber where we get a chance, as small business people get a chance to work with and work closely with larger people that otherwise we wouldn't get a chance to do. Why do you think that is? What makes this chamber so much different?
I think one of the things that sets the Lake Norman Chamber apart from other associations or even regionally is the Lake Norman demographic in general tends to be a lot of small businesses. So we do have the large businesses. We have the healthcare and Duke Energy and Lowe's and MSC and large companies like that are our chamber members as well. But I would think, I don't know the statistics on it, but it's got to be 80 or 90% of the businesses in and around Lake Norman are small businesses, mom and pops, solopreneurs, people that just want to start a business and have 1 to 10 employees, and are still very successful because Lake Norman area, again, this is my opinion, just really supports itself. There's tons of community outreach. There's tons of, not going to the big boxes and the big franchises and wanting to support each other in our community. And that's one thing that the Chamber does a really good job at connecting all of those types of people. So if you want to be introduced to the large corporations or try to get a career track in place, it's an easy way to do something like that.
Douglas, not quite 10 years old, but the Young Professionals was created coming up on 10 years.
Yes.
Which is a special program of the Chamber for young people 21 to 39. You've been one of those that was engaged in Young Professionals. If you're a young person out there that lives or works in the Lake Norman region, why should you get involved in our Young Professionals?
Yeah, the Young Professionals was really taken off. Like you mentioned, it isn't quite a decade old, but I went to the very first meeting and was very involved from then forward as far as getting things organized and having specific committees, community outreach, charitable endeavors and volunteer work, and then raising funds for charities. And so I'm not quite as involved as anymore, and I'm aging out soon. But it was a fantastic organization in regards to Joe's comment, actually, we have a lot of people that work with some of these large employers that are involved with Young Professionals, and maybe they just relocated to the area and just want to socialize or meet new people, try to make new contacts. Maybe they're looking for another job. There's a lot of different scenarios of why they're there, but they've built it up to where it's a consistent group of people that meet on a monthly basis, a couple times a month, and again do community outreach. But more importantly, they're building relationships that's enhancing their long-term careers and their jobs.
Douglas, Bill, I'll tell you something. I don't know why. I think it's because of the lake. But the people that live here are intentional driven people. They intentionally want to live, in this case, on or by the lake, and they live their lives that way as well, and they run their businesses that way. And so the Chamber benefits from that. And essentially that's what you're describing, because it is time and time again. We're also going to meet some more people this evening that have done that very same thing, which is this intentional, choice-driven decisions in their life, which is not common. We in our area, we see it as very common, right? You're describing a few businesses. You're going to open something up in downtown Cornelius, right? And I know all your neighbors and friends. They say, that's great, that's great, that's great, But the truth is, that's probably less than 5% of the people that actually do that. So sure. Bravo to you, Douglas. Bravo. And we appreciate you stepping up to be the board chair as well.
Of course. I'm always happy to help.
Share, before we depart from this issue, share when the Young Professionals meet.
They meet on I believe it's the third Thursday of each month in the evenings. The current place that they're meeting is 11 Lakes, and then they have it's the second Tuesday of each month is the official meeting. Second Tuesday of every month, and then the third Thursday of every month. Sometimes it's the final Thursday is what they call off the clock social, and that venue changes on a monthly basis.
And Joe, you could go to lakenormanchamber.org and find information on the Young Professionals.
And yes. Julie's going to put that on Facebook for you as also, so you'll have that, Bill. Bill, I just want to let you know, my old partner in crime, Wayne Beidelman, is listening right now on Facebook Live, and
Wayne.
And he just said that he could do a better job than you of co-hosting with me.
No doubt.
No, he did not say that. If you know Wayne, you know he wouldn't say that. Douglas, thank you, my friends.